Hi, I'm Katherine C. I'm the CEO of the iaLOAp and the creator of the Flower Archetype Success Technique. And today I realized that I was at a very low emotional state using this emotional guidance system. You can see my tape, I have it taped somewhere where I can grab it when I need it. And I thought, since I found myself all the way at the bottom of the list, this could be a great teaching moment to really see in real time. I mean, someone who's actually taking herself through the process from the bottom, and we'll see how far we get. So the idea is you find where you are and you aim for the top, but you don't try to leapfrog. Like from where I am right now, I look at the word joy, and it's not quite the next step for me. So the feeling that I identified is a feeling of hopelessness. And the story about why I found myself feeling that emotion is not important, and never the why isn't. But you identify where you are, so hopeless, and then you start looking at the next levels up. So the next level up has jealous, envious, insecure, guilty, unworthy, lonely, sad, shame, superstitious. And I think, you know, it's a little, I feel a little ashamed actually, allowing myself to get to this emotional state. Here I am, a person with all these tools. I teach other people. And part of me feels like I shouldn't have those kinds of emotions too, that I should just live in joyland. But, so, yeah, I'm feeling a little ashamed. So I can really feel into that feeling of shame. Yeah. So then the next one up from that is revengeful hatred or rage. Revenge is all about like wanting to get somebody back for something, or hatred or rage. I don't know, I'm not really feeling any of those. Let's see if I could get... I guess one of the good things of doing this list so many times is that I've let go of a lot of interest in kind of directing those kinds of negativity to other people, because that's kind of what all that is about. So then I look at the next one, greed and anger. And I guess, you know, there's sometimes I could feel my way into something like that, but right now it's not resonating for me. I can't really think of a way. So let's try one more up. It's usually just one or two, but sometimes. So when I look at discouraged or fatigue, yeah, I can feel my way into feeling discouraged. I really do feel discouraged right now. The way I've been looking at things, you know, it's discouraged is about kind of a feeling that things haven't gone your way, but kind of in an over and over again kind of way. You know, it's not just like you tried one thing and it didn't work. Discouraged is more kind of trying over and over again, and things aren't working. So yeah, I can feel my way into discouraged. And the piece about discouraged, I guess, that feels a little better is that there is the piece of trying. You know, when you're at a sense of hopelessness or powerlessness or despair, kind of, you know, where I started, there's no access to even the possibility of trying. But when you get to discouraged, you remember that you've been trying, that you've tried, and I can connect with being that person who tries, even if the things that I focus on right now that I've been trying haven't been working out the way I would like. So the next one up is blame or dislike. And again, I've really been clearing a lot of that, kind of focusing it on other people kind of stuff. So that one's not resonating for me today. So let's look at worried, sympathy, compassion, nervous. well, nervous is more of a high-strung energy than I can access right at this moment. Worried. I'm a little worried. I can feel myself too worried. I can feel worried. Worried about trying something else. Worried about, if I do share this video, how people might react to it. Worried that there might be a negative reaction. And just a note about sympathy and compassion. Some people are surprised to see them really low down on the list like this, but if you're feeling sympathy or compassion towards somebody else, you're actually seeing them in the negative state that they're seeing themselves. And the truth, I can even talk about the truth even if I can't really access it right now. But the truth is that everything is unfolding perfectly, and everybody's a bright, shining light. So you drop your own vibration if you get to a sense of sympathy and compassion. If you want to do somebody well, just love them. Okay, but for me right now, worried. Yeah, I can feel a little worried about how people might see this. There's a hope that it would help people too, but worried that people might not view it well. So disappointed and doubtful is the next one up. Disappointed is a lot like discouraged, but it's maybe not quite as heavy. It's not as attached to as many different incidences. It can even be just one, usually. And doubtful. Disappointed. I think I am still feeling a little bit more of the discouragement than the disappointment. And doubtful, I can't even think of a thing to be doubtful about, so that's not. So I look at the next one up, shy, overwhelmed, and stuck. I'm feeling kind of stuck, kind of frozen, kind of, even though I can look and see, I really do. I don't feel the hopelessness anymore because as I've worked my way into different feeling into different things, that I have worked my way into a feeling more action. I'm sitting here, I'm taking action. I'm making this video. But I do feel a little stuck thinking about what is the next step with regard to this thing that I'm just feeling hopeless about. So yeah, I can feel stuck. And there's something funny about stuck because the image that pops into my mind is like being stuck in a rock, in a cave maybe. But there, I don't really have to worry about supporting myself, that the cave or the rock support me, whatever the thing that I'm feeling stuck about. So there's a relief, and that's what you're looking for in each of these. And even if you can't understand what the relief is, just working on it, there's a relief. But there's a relief in not moving and not having to take action, and just acknowledging being stuck and kind of being still for a minute. And same with overwhelmed. There's kind of a frozenness to that. Alright, so frustrated, irritated, impatient, grumpy. Well, frustrated, yeah. I'm frustrated with myself for allowing myself to fall into such a low energy place. So I do know better. I'm impatient. I don't know if I quite feel myself into impatience. That's got more energy than I'm really feeling still right now. Because impatient, there's like a horse pawing at the ground, ready to go, and I'm not quite there. Irritated. Still kind of lower. But frustrated. Let me see if I can feel my way to frustrated. Again, with frustrated, there's kind of a sense of a movement that's frustrated, that's being blocked, and I'm just not feeling the movement. And you've got to be honest. When you're going through this list, you've got to be honest about what you are. You can't pretend that you're feeling something you're not, and I can't feel any of those because there's actually more energy. in them. And it's funny, you know, you look down through this list, and there's different tracks kind of that you can hop over. Like if you, going back down to like that sense of feeling vengeful or revengeful or rage, that's a kind of a very disconnected feeling, but it's a high energy, it's a boiling one. So from there you might have felt more easily into greed and anger, to blame, and to, I don't know, doubtful maybe, because I couldn't find the movement of doubtful, and then to impatient and grumpy, you know, because those are more kind of the high energy ones. And sometimes you can flip and you can flop, but today I'm kind of feeling the low, the low energy. So let's look at the next one up. It's bored, stubborn, pessimistic. Okay, the bored is a really cool one, but I'm not quite there yet. So we'll look at the pessimistic. Because feeling pessimistic is a feeling of, you know, that no matter what I do, no matter what effort I might put out there, it's a feeling like it would do no good. Very pessimistic about the outcome. But again, there's like this sense of maybe there's a possibility of movement, but then with the pessimism, if it's not going to turn out well, then why try? You know, if no matter what I do, it's not going to do any good, so why do anything? It kind of relieves you of the need to do, of the pressure to do. So that's kind of a relief. You can feel in the pessimism. I'm not quite feeling into it, but still, let's look at the bored one. Now, bored is kind of a cool one because bored acknowledges, well, first of all, there's never, ever a true reason to be bored. Your mind alone is full of so many possibilities of things to think about, so many things to do. But boredom isn't about a circumstance. It's about a pattern of thinking. It's about being bored to tears with a pattern of thinking. You know, I am really bored with being discouraged. I'm really bored with looking at things from a negative point of view. It is so boring to me. Now here's the little trick that I do. I see a little smile coming in here, so I can feel I'm shifting. Bored. I don't know if you've ever heard kids talk about being bored. They say it in funny ways. To me, it's funny. Like, boring. This is boring. Oh my God, I'm so bored. And so, if I can feel my way into feeling bored, and I kind of am able to do that right now, and I start saying it in those ways, like, boring. Oh, this is so boring. It really is very, very boring. And that kind of injects a little humor into the situation. And humor is a really, really high vibration place. You can see I'm not like doubled over laughing, but you can see that there are little pieces. I can feel it. I can feel little bits of smiles coming in. So let's look up from there. The next level up on this list is content or determined. And let me just say something about the list. The list, these are all approximations. These are just words. Placeholders. Different people may use different words in different ways, but it gives you kind of a starting place. And if you find, like if you're using this list and you find that things are arranged a little differently for you, then by all means, you know, adjust it to make sense to you. So up from that is content or determined. And determined, again, is like this energy of, you know, it's an energetic thing, forward-moving thing. And so that might have been a better next step for someone in kind of starting kind of in that rage, anger continuum. And content is more of a mellow, I'm just kind of content where I am. And so it's a shift from being bored to tears with where you are, and kind of that stuck place to the repetition place to being content. You know, it's okay. You know, I just actually, this is not long after Superstorm Sandy, and I just saw, you know, where we live, there was a fair amount of damage, and a big truck just drove by, you know, on my normally quiet street out here. It looks like they're going to go, they're carrying equipment to fix stuff from Superstorm Sandy, and so I mean that kind of comes in at a perfect moment in the universe. I was able to see it and be reminded, oh my goodness, you know, so many people were really, really devastated by that storm. And though, you know, we had some inconveniences, we really, really were blessed and lucky with how things turned out for us. And so it reminds me that I can be content, you know, content where I am. It's okay. It's okay. You know, my house is still here. This porch is still here. You know, we didn't even really lose any trees. So, yeah, you know, just kind of the beauty of the moment brought me that reminder of content. So let's look up, oh my goodness, hopeful and like. The very feeling that I had identified at the very beginning of this was hopeless. So can I feel my way into hopeful or into liking something? Yeah, I want to feel hopeful. I'm not quite there yet. So, and this surprises me because this isn't exactly a turn that I've taken at this point before, but the like I'm feeling is I'm liking myself right now. I'm liking myself right now for doing this, for not only doing this for me, but doing this for you, for anybody who's watching this who this may be able to help. I'm liking myself for having that courage, and so that's really good. I mean, that really fills me in a beautiful way. I can feel a big shift, and whereas a few moments ago I might have been crying from despair, right now I feel like little tears welling up in me of, you know, I wouldn't call them joy yet, but of really you know, positive feeling. And you know, by the way, one thing with tears of happiness in that way, it's a sense that a feeling is coming in that's bigger maybe than you can quite contain, and that's kind of exactly what's going on for me now. I think that the higher vibration feelings are starting to flow through me, but I haven't fully shifted into them yet. So that's why I kind of felt this welling up, kind of tear-like feeling. All right, so let's look at the next level. And I hope that you can see that these are things that it's not just like an intellectual exercise. I'm really feeling into it. I'm really liking myself right now. You know, in all these different places, I was really feeling those things. It's not just an intellectual. Sometimes the intellectual aspect can help you create the perspective, but then you need to feel the feeling. You haven't made the shift until you're actually feeling it. So the next one is a positive belief, faith, feeling of romance, optimism, feeling brave or strong or expectant, brave, courageous. Yeah, I think, you know, I already was expressing a little bit of that a moment ago. You know, I think this is really brave of me to make this video and put it out there. You know, my intention and my desire is that it could help somebody else who might have allowed themselves to fall into a place like where I was. So, yeah, I'm feeling in this, there's a strength in feeling brave and courageous. Yeah, so I do. I feel a strength in me. A part of me knew I had, even when I was feeling the hopelessness, or I wouldn't have even been able to grab this camera, set it up, tripod, all of that. So, yeah, okay. All right, so next one up is enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness, desire, excited, fun, silly. Okay. Enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness. I think the eagerness and the happiness are the ones that I'm maybe closest to. Happiness, woo, okay. Yeah, I'm happy I did this. I was a little, as I said, worried. I was a little ashamed, but I'm happy I did this. feel happy about that. Yeah. Eager to see the new outcomes. You know, no longer going to be stopped by, because I'm not feeling discouraged. So there's the possibility for more action that I feel good about. So I'm eager to give that a try. Maybe I'm at the bottom end, maybe, of eager. But I'm eager, and ooh, I just laughed. Okay, so that is very, very good. All right. So the next one up is passion or pride or giddy or sexual excitement. So I'm feeling kind of proud of myself for allowing myself to be this vulnerable, be this real, for recognizing even in that moment of hopelessness, for recognizing the opportunity and turning this around, flipping it on its head. So yeah, I'm feeling a little proud of myself. So yeah, feeling into that pride. Okay, my goodness. Honest to goodness, I didn't expect to be looking at this top level. This is the zone, this is the power zone, baby. Because then you're getting back to truly, honest to goodness, who you really are. When you're in this top line, and you're being your authentic self, you're being in integrity, you're not pretending. That's that game of pretend, to be hopeless, to be powerless. Okay, so let's look at these. Joy, love, appreciation, hilarity, awe, freedom, bliss, power, knowledge. Knowledge. Alright, I'm going to start there because I'm acknowledging that I knew this all along, even when I had allowed myself, and there's a beauty, there's a reason, and this is exactly why I put myself in that situation where I was feeling the hopelessness, to give myself this opportunity and to record it for you and for me. Oh my goodness, this is for me. I'm doing this for me first. Because, you know, it's actually the beginning of the day. It's overcast. It's kind of drippy, so it's not that sunny and bright. But I've already taken a walk on the beach and came back to take some action and allowed something to take me to a low feeling place. And I know better. Knowledge. I have the knowledge. I know better than to take action from that low, and to push myself forward and to try to do stuff, because there's nothing good that's going to come out of pushing forward in despair, except the pushing forward itself might help you to feel better. But hello, I don't even know how long this has been, but not very long, and here I am looking at knowing, my knowing. Am I sitting up straighter? I feel I am. So, and I'm laughing, and I'm seeing kind of the perfection in this, and the beauty. So there's an awe, and the thing that's wonderful is, you know, now I know, you know, I'm back really to being who I am, but the beauty of this is now, this is kind of the baseline of who I really am, and the layers and layers, and I've experienced them before. It's where I live so much of the time. The layers and layers of bliss and joy and awe and the feelings of freedom, they're just limitless. So it's not like this is the best feeling I'm ever going to have, but this has gotten me back to me. I am back. Okay, so here I am, my courageous self, sharing with you my knowledge, sharing with you the possibility that you too, no matter where you are, no matter what you're feeling, the power, and honestly, we won't always, I've practiced this for years, so these shifts are really good for me. But even if you're at the bottom and you only are able to take 1 or 2 steps up, and you, honest to goodness, you just hit a ceiling, congratulate yourself, though. That shift is enormous. You've offered yourself relief, and I give you a big hug and congratulate you for that. Go take a nap. Do something that's not very, very important. and then come back tomorrow, come back later, and see where you are. Maybe you've fallen a little bit, but it's usually once you worked your way out, it's easier to get, and just work on working your way up. So I love your comments. I love your feedback. I love to hear stories of how this has helped you, or if there's something else that can help you more. So I send you lots of love, because I have love, my love. I'm back in the flow of love, so I can send you love.